Okay, the other one got cut off because there was a geese crossing, and still is. Can't really see. I gotta get to that side, not this side. So it's kind of hard to do that. And so many cars. Oh God. The traffic is bad. It's not even the afternoon yet. It's early in the midday here. What the hell? Okay. Come on. Come on, this last one. This. Okay. There we go. Finally. Alright, so anyway, I was talking about in the last video before we got interrupted by geese crossing. The lawyer that I chose was the worst choice that you could possibly choose for a lawyer, and I regret that. Obviously, it's my fault. I should have done more research, and but I am limited because I live in a different state. I had to get a lawyer from that state, and like what we used to doing is like meeting up in their office and getting to know, not getting to know them, but having a better feel for them, and telling them your situation without having to put some money up front and not know who they are. This coronavirus has created a lot of financial problems and professionalism problems, and it's just a lot of people took advantage of that, and I'm pretty sure the lawyer that I chose is one of them. He overcharged me for his services and did not deliver on anything at all. It's just like he filed paperwork to countersue and just kind of just left it as a paperwork and didn't discuss it any further with me. And he's not assertive. Like my husband's lawyer is very assertive. Most likely he found the lawyer through his girlfriend, or maybe that's her own personal lawyer and she has connections. I don't have no connections in that state. I don't know nothing about it. I don't live there. Like there's a whole different culture going on too. It's really, really bizarre the way they are in Michigan or the Midwest type people. And the United States is not united like it says it is. It's very, very different subculturally, geographically. I mean, all the way in Florida is completely different from Maine. They're like two different countries, and it's very bizarre and a huge country. It's hard to get back and forth from different states, and it's overcrowded, overpopulated in every state anyway. I mean, I guess certain Midwest states or middle country states. I don't really know or care, but where I am, it's overpopulated. There's too many cars on the road, too much failing infrastructure, too many failing roads. Not enough what we need. And anyway, never mind that. I always talk about that when I'm driving because it's in my face and I confront it every day, and it's so obnoxious. Everything's expensive here. The rent is just ridiculous. Like I'm paying for the smallest room possible, and with no amenities and lack of heating. And this guy has the nerve to raise the rent during the coronavirus. I mean, come on. There's a lot of people taking advantage of the situation in a horrible way, in a very negative way, in a selfish and entitled way. I need to get on that side. Anyway, so look, I have two options here. I have an option to move closer to them, which I hate and dread because I don't want to live there. I hate being told what to do constantly, like the rest of my life. That's what this person thinks, that he owns me and he can do whatever he wants with me, and put me in whatever place he wants, regardless of the financial consequences, regardless of legal problems or anything, you know. These type of people are evil. They're pure evil, and they think they're good. That's the most bizarre part of it all. How do they think they're good when they inconvenience other people just to meet their needs? My whole life has been inconvenienced, and I have to move around all the time and not be stable. And the reason why I'm not stable is because of him trying to take my kids out of state into different states. But for some reason, the courts just keep a blind eye to that. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to know about the history with me and him, and how you know, he's an abuser, and he has a record. So they don't even care about that. It's like non-existent to them. They don't even notice it, like it doesn't exist. And the only thing they're concerned with is, oh, where are the kids now? How long they've been there? Oh, okay. Are they being taken care of? Okay. Do they have a room to sleep in? Oh, okay. Here we go. That's custody permanent. That's not a joke. When somebody says, when a judge tells you that there's permanent custody given to another parent and you don't live in the state. Excuse me. That's serious shit. That's serious problems for me in my life and my children's lives. And it's just like not an issue to them. It's they don't care. The only thing that they care about is if they're in a place of a roof over their head. This is not how people, this is why we have screwed up people, because they are raised this way. You know, people getting divorced is the wrong parent getting custody and just controlling the whole situation, the parent, the ex-parent, the kids, and they control them, and they don't develop identities, and that's the reason why we have all these nut jobs. And I am not standing for it. Like, I don't care who you are. You're the judge. Fuck off. If you're my lawyer, you can go fuck off. Like, I am not conforming to some weird standard of how America has to be. No, I don't think so, because we're all different here. We're a big melting pot of people. You can't do that. So these people are conservatives, you know, that type of person. And you know, in the courtrooms, they don't care about any of the details. They want to see the picture, and if it looks good. This is exactly how conservatives think. Does it look good? Oh, okay. Does it meet our standards of society? Oh, okay, check. Does it make us some money? Okay, check. If it makes us some money, because we could charge the other person for child support. Oh, okay. Cool. We'll have a ongoing stream of revenue coming from the innocent party that doesn't have children anymore because they said so. And then I have to go out of my way to find money out of my ass to go into a different state, to go into a whole different state and travel back and forth for fucking holidays, and then they try to give me weekends. Like, that's a joke right there. I can't see them on a weekend unless the father's gonna offer to bring him, which he will not do because he's an evil bastard. That's why I hate him and don't want to deal with him. He wouldn't even do that, even though he travels for a living. He travels cross country. Excuse me, I have to drive 10 hours when I'm not used to even doing something like that, and 10 hours back, and when I don't have the income to support that. This is what I'm trying to fight in the courtroom, and I'm losing for some reason, because they're just hearing it and then they just close their fucking ears like they didn't hear it. And I am fucking infuriated. And then I said, well, what about the domestic violence, showing abuse and manipulation and all that, coercive control? And they're like, well, that's a different state. That's out of our jurisdiction. And even if you supply all the evidence, you're still not gonna win the case. I'm like, why wouldn't I have all the evidence? And they're like, well, because you gotta prove that he abused the children. What? No, I mean, the point is to prove that he took my children, and there was no need to do so. They were fine with me. They were living with me, the mother, the caretaker. I don't understand this. And I'm supposed to take it and shut up. Or I have to go over there out of my way and try to find a new place to live and all that, all by myself in a new state, without family, with no friends there, just my ex-abuser, so it could take advantage of that situation even more? No. So, I thought there would be parking right here, but there isn't. So my options are go over there and go crazy trying to find a place, trying to go back to the court of motion, more fucking motions or whatever they call that, and put myself through more stress and not get to see them because I'm not allowed near the new supply. I'm not allowed near her. I don't even know her. How is this fair? This works in his favor. And you know, the way that he wants to just delete me like I don't exist, and the kid's life, it doesn't matter because he has someone else to replace me. This is what I'm dealing with. And I am not getting justice. My lawyer is already, he wants more money, and he already withdrawed from the case because he wants more money. And I said, where's the money I gave you? What were you doing with it? Because you didn't do shit with it so far. I'm the one that's handling all the paperwork and showing the evidence, and you're just sitting there with my paperwork and not saying a word about it. Even though I sent it, I have an app for all my paperwork, all in a file. So where is the justice here? Where is the justice here? And this is a justice system, they call it? This is the justice system? Really? Okay, so you can tell my son that's 10 years old the reason why I can't see him. How about you try to explain to a 10-year-old the reason why I'm not able to see my own son on a regular basis, and see if he understands that. And I'm not supposed to get emotional or upset in the court, which I haven't, but I did get upset because they just want to pretend I didn't say what I said. They want to hear what I said and just ignore it like I didn't just say that. And then the one lady, mediator, I don't know what she is. I sent her paperwork in the email, and she fucking lied to my face, saying she never received the email because she doesn't want to address the actual issue of the ongoing abuse that has led to this situation being what it is today now. Okay? And they don't want to know about personality disorders or any of that. Plus, my husband's never been diagnosed with anything anyway. He's never been to counseling and all that. But they want to penalize me because I've been to counseling and therapy. And, you know, I have a disability right now, which I'm about to lose that. But because the reason why I have it is because of the abuse that occurred throughout the years. But they don't want to hear it. They just close their ears to it and want to move on with the simplicity. And I'm a victim again. And then my kids now are victims because those kids are close to me and we are bonded. It's not the other way around where, you know, their father was so present in their life, because they wasn't. And this is laziness. This is unprofessional. This is you know, a failure on so many levels that I'm used to this happening to me, but this is causing me a problem again. So I'm thinking, how am I supposed to get myself out of it, out of this situation, and go around the laws and all that, so I could see my kids on a regular basis, because I'm not able to see them. And then he wants to claim that he's low income when he has 3 jobs. And he put my kids on welfare when he is cheating the system. Obviously, he doesn't need welfare because he lives in a house. And like I said, he has 3 jobs. 1 main full-time job. and he put my kids on Medicaid, why don't you get them real insurance if you're making good money like that? Or your girlfriend is such a big career woman. Why isn't she helping my kids or being a stepmother like she's supposed to do? Because there's none of that going on. There's only abuse and neglect of my children, and there's no way to prove it. The only way I can prove it is if I go there, and I'm not allowed anywhere near the house because of the reason I said that. He knows I know the truth, and that I will tell her the truth about who he is, which I won't because I know what I'm dealing with, but he's afraid that I'm gonna go tell her what that person is truly about and his objectives in life and his agenda. And that's the reason I'm not allowed there, but it's hurting my children in the process, which those kind of people, they don't see people as separate beings with emotions and feelings. So that my kids are not being, they're not their needs aren't being met, their emotional needs, because obviously they want to know why this is happening, why it's going on. I haven't seen my kids in months now, and before that it was months before, and it's been almost a year and a half or so that he's taken them from me, from my own custody and their living arrangement, and all kinds of excuses coming from the judicial system that I just, it's just mind-blowing that they would just completely tune out all evidence because it turns this divorce into a complicated divorce, which none of them want to take on, it seems. Maybe they have too many cases right now. So many people, so many evil people ended up deciding they want a divorce in this year 2020, where with this pandemic and all that. That shows a lot about people's character in this country. We have a lot of these, type of people, and they don't care. So I don't know. I don't know if I should just be on my own and go where I want to live, or fight for my kids, which I'm not getting. I'm not going to get back for some reason. I mean, I could just try, but there's no reason that I shouldn't have my kids. Like, people might get the wrong idea about me and think, oh, look at her, she don't have her kids because she must be a drug addict, she must be an abuser, she must be whatever, that is proven in court that I am this person. No, it's not. There's other situations that could happen. It's not just a stereotypical situation for me. I'm pretty sure I'm dealing with a malignant narcissist or psychopathic one, because this guy took a long time. He took his time. He took years. I've been separated from him for years, and I never went after him for child support. And my mistake is obviously that, but he kept moving around anyway and going to jobs that are on the ground, on the, what do you call that? Pay under the table jobs. You know what that is, like, no taxes taken out. Me knowing that and just, trying to get by with my own self and depending on myself and not bothering him, but I would call him, to help out. And at one point he offered to pay me his set amount of child support every month, because the narcissist needs to be in control at all times. So I said, okay, I agree to that. I make my own money, you know. But we were set on an amount, and you know, he's paying this month, he pays on time, okay. Next month he pays me, okay. The month after, oh, I can't pay you this month. I didn't get paid. I mean, look at my other videos and you'll see it. You'll see my phone conversations with him where he's just like, oh, making these excuses. He can't pay. Oh, I'll pay you next week. And then never the next week, and it never comes. So, you know, and then in the process of that, he would harass me and talk down to me, or just monopolize my time on the phone for hours, and just wear me down. And it's been a really, really horrible journey with him and relationship that I'm not able to escape from, because in this divorce, I'm being treated unfairly. The whole system of how they went about it is wrong. Like, I wasn't able to speak the first time that I had a hearing. The first hearing I had, I was not even able to hear anything because it was a Zoom meeting, and they didn't want to reschedule it or anything. The judge was a real bitch about it. She was just annoyed, and she just dropped. She just dismissed my whole motion that I paid extra money for to return my children back to the state that they live in, and she just dismissed it. Partially because his lawyer contended it, and he contended it, and he even paid his lawyer more money to contend my motion. He went through the trouble to do that. He was heard by the judge, and I was not able to speak barely at all. For some reason, I have no idea what he said about me beforehand, because the very first hearing I had, it was hard to hear, and you know, it was muted or something. I just, you know, that was my first time using Zoom. That didn't go well. So fine, but I had other hearings, and they try to make us to cooperate with some kind of agreement that involves the children, and they just will not. They will not, under any circumstance, return my kids back to where they live in New Jersey, because by law they are the state's. That's their home state of Michigan now, because they lived there 6 months. I'm just thinking, like, how is this even fair? Like, what if you let the father take the kids for 6 months or a year? That means permanently they belong there? No, I don't understand how these laws work. Like, what about the circumstance? How about you take that into account? But, you know, it's so easy for them to just, you know, say, oh, well, the law says this. Sorry, goodbye. And that's all they really care about. The law, exactly how it's written. Oh, it has to be. The laws are so outdated, it's ridiculous in the courtroom. So I don't know what's going on. So it makes it easy for them. They painted a picture of me because of what Jose. Sorry, I gotta say his name. Because of what my ex said about me, and look at her. And plus, I stand out because I'm not a conservative. I dress professionally for the meeting. It's not that I don't, but I don't know. People always have some kind of weird bias against me. And I'm like, okay, well, all y'all look the same, and it must suck to be you, a conformist, because I will never be that. And I'm just not from that kind of environment, you know. I see there's a little bias there. And the way that I try to stick up for myself, there's a no-no in the conservative land there, where the man speaking, oh my God, the man speaking, and you gotta be quiet. That's how they think. You could tell the attitude and the dress and the body language of people. So I was like, I'm outnumbered by these people, you know, like, Like, they don't give two shits about me. They just put their mind a stereotype about who and what I am. And they think they got it right. Jose, my ex is such a stand-up guy. Yeah, he's playing a role, okay? He was playing a role years ago with the other one he was with, you know, like different. He was in a whole different state, in a whole different kind of environment and class and everything. He dressed the part, he acted the part, he spoke the same words, his vocabulary changes. This is the person he is. There's so many, like, I know what I'm talking about. I know who I'm dealing with, you know? And now he's just like, he wears these motherfuckers are hilarious when you know them and you see them in action, and you kind of learn and you get yourself educated about personalities and psychology, and you look at them like, wow, you were just this person yesterday. Now, because you met this girl over here, you match exactly how this girl would act and that girl would act. It was a different way, completely in a different culture and everything. And it's like, how do you tell people, like, how do they not notice? How do the people not notice? Is because they change their whole environment. Like Sam Vaknin says, their narcissistic space changes. The whole atmosphere, the whole environment has to change for them to create a new fantasy world with the new supply. So, like, their narcissistic space, he says. So they're clueless to know what this person was like a year ago, or 2 years ago, 3 years ago, or since I've been with him almost 20 years ago, you know? Like, they don't understand the process of somebody that's a chameleon. That's how they live their lives. They survive, you know, they manipulate and they adapt. So I just look like a nut job to them. I just do, because I'm not changing. I've always been this. I've always been who I am. My style, my personality, my speech, my dress, everything stays solid no matter where I'm. Right now I'm in this fucking conservative ass, boring rural area where everyone wears brown and shit. Everyone kind of blends into the trees. You know, like, no offense, but I'm not a conformist. I'm not gonna start dressing like that or acting the way they do, or, you know what I'm saying? I know who I am. This is why I am a borderline, yet I have a secure identity, which is kind of confusing to me, because we're not all the same, right? But because I worked hard on doing it. I worked hard on keeping my identity and not conforming. So it's important to me. It's something I value very much. And but these narcissists, they don't value anything. They don't keep anything sacred. They are not true to any way of their being. It's so disgusting. It really is. So he has to keep up his act, and I have to be out of the picture because I do not fit. Excuse me. I do not fit in his fantasy anymore. If I do show up there, I'm going to be looked at as some kind of evil presence that's trying to attack him and destroy him in his relationship. And these people are so paranoid. I don't want nothing to do with him anymore. That's why I left him. Wow, they still think that you want them somehow. Very delusional people. So, you know, even though I'm going there to try to see my kids and be a mother to my kids and raise my kids, he sees it as, oh, I want to get back with him. Oh, you know, that his stupid girlfriend thinks I want to get back with him. And I'm just like, grow up, will you? Grow up. I don't want nothing to do. He paints me in this picture that I cannot stand because I'm not that person. So this is not something I want to take on. I don't want to go in his narcissistic spatial area there of where he lives and just become this villain in his head that I'm going to be, I have to be avoid it at all costs. I can't see the kids that he's going to put in his head that I'm some kind of abuser. And this is what happened to him growing up. This is what he told me his father did. His stepmother did. And you repeat your childhood if you don't, recognize it first. History is doomed to repeat itself if you do not step in and make some kind of changes, and obviously you gotta acknowledge it first. So that doesn't happen with a narcissist. They have no way of introspection, and they can't look within themselves. They avoid that their whole lives. So I don't know. So I go there and I'm gonna be dealing with hell in the courts and struggling to see my kids, and fighting back against accusations, and this is why I'm thinking ahead. What these people are predictable, and before I took my son, he was trying to set it up that he was gonna leave her in a way, because he was trying to see if we can get an apartment there in Michigan, and it was so bizarre. And then since I just said, yeah, okay, whatever, and then I did my own thing and left back to New Jersey, he decided, okay, bitch, I'm going to divorce you now. And you are completely out of everyone's life. You don't exist anymore. So he's just like, okay, you can't play along with this scenario. You can't play along with that fantasy. Then you're done. And plus, she was painted black at the time, I guess, that he wanted to get the apartment. So they rewrite in their head, like, okay, so that didn't work. We're gonna write a new script. These people should be screenwriters and actors. And they are. Just they don't get paid for it. It's crazy. This is just crazy world. Bizarro land. Like, I don't want to be someone's character anymore in their stupid, twisted script. Like, I don't want to be part of his. I don't want to be part of my mother's. I completely cut my mother off because she paints me in her own light of who I am. And just like, wow, do you want to see who I am for real? Because I don't think any of y'all do. And y'all can't take it. They can't take it. They can't take the real person who I am. They don't want to accept it. So, thank God I know who I am. Like, I've been through therapy. I've self-reflected on myself. I did my own constructive criticism on myself and adjustments, and worked on a lot of things, and I've been through so much, and the heartache of it all will never go away. The heartache of losing your parents and your husband and possibly your kids, all because they have severe mental illness that is not even acknowledged in the society because it works for the society you're living in. They'll never use it as a diagnosis against them. If you have some other kind of disorder, like bipolar or something, they'll use that against you right away and they'll diagnose you right away. But for a narcissist or a psychopath, no, they're able to reign freely in our societies and they have the upper hand. So you're always going to look like the crazy one. Generally. And I don't appreciate people thinking of something that I'm something that I'm not. I don't play roles, I don't play roles for different people. That's what actors do. That's what they do. That's why they always get on top, because they'll be whoever they have to be for whoever it is. no matter what it is, what situation they're in. And that's how they survive. And they succeed in life, and they're successful. And then they have to use a scapegoat or somebody to look down upon, and compare to. But I'm just tired of being used like that. Used and hurt in the process, horribly hurt in the process, because I'm human. You don't play with people like that. You do that with characters. You do that with fake props. You don't do that with a person. And these people don't understand that real human beings are not like them at all. We're nothing alike. So that's all I have to say about that. I'm extremely upset, like always, and the stress has gotten so bad. It caused me a lot of weight gain. I used to be skinny and fit and everything, and I looked good, and I was confident, and then the betrayal of it all is what really got me, and made my health decline, and because all that you internalize, and it affects your organs and your body, mind body connection. So that's what happened. But the only way out is to go far away or near the main two people in my life that are narcissists, that are evil, which is my mother and my husband. I have to completely cross them off my mind and my heart too. They have to get out of my spirit, because they are sickening me from inside, that I don't know how long I have left, because it could kill me. Like literally. And they won't even, they'll just gain sympathy from me dying. That's really about the extent of their remorse and grievances of my death. And you know what? I don't want to give them the satisfaction. So I have to keep fighting. And I might lose my kids for a little while, which is something. Extremely painful. Because there's so many things I want to show my kids, about my culture, my life, my background, and so they can know who they are, and not be one of those people when they grow up, like a narcissist or someone with a disorder. Because that's what will happen when you lose your identity like that, and being controlled and restricted, and that's what he's doing to my children. And I have no way to prove it. I have no way to fight it. And that's just not how the justice system works. They don't care about those things. Very important human things that you must take into consideration. They don't. They're just seeing the superficial outside of things. And that's why we have so many people in this society the way they are. But I'm only one person. I can't fight the system myself. But one day maybe we are able to change things for the better, because we're just killing ourselves and destroying our planet and our animals in it. So that's all I have to say. I gotta stop talking now before it gets too long. You kind of get the idea. So This is gonna be a very, very, very hard decision to make for me. Is either freedom or keep fighting a losing battle with just to see my children, just to see them. I mean, I don't know or how to make this decision, but I gotta do it within the next month. So yeah, because it has to be done. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening. Please comment to encourage me to make the videos and like the video. Thank you so much. I hope everyone is taking care of themselves. Bye.